Welcome to Yoga with Steve. I hope you enjoy today's yoga practice. Starting off, lying in Shavasana. Have your backs on the floor, feet hip width apart, arms relaxing by your sides, palms facing up towards the sky, and find ease within this pose. If you have any lower back issues, you can bend the knees, supporting your lower back through your heels. Just bring your awareness to your breath, your awareness to the end of your nose. As you start to inhale, allow the abdomen and the belly to rise softly up. As you exhale, allow the belly and the abdomen to draw back into the spine. With every inhalation, try to work on deepening your breathing, feeling the belly, chest and collarbone to rise. As you exhale, collarbone, chest and belly to soften down into your yoga mat. The mind starts to wander, just start to bring your awareness in the present moment, focusing on your breath, 100% awareness to the breath. I'd like you to now inhale and float the hands towards the sky and then behind the head, stretching out the chest, shoulders and the back muscles. As we exhale, slowly lowering the hands back down to the sides of your body. Keeping the movement pattern very slow and gentle and soft. Working with a nice deep inhalation as we reach our hands behind our head. As we exhale slowly out, relaxing the arms by the sides of our body, very effortlessly, keeping the movement soft and controlled. As you exhale, I'd like you to bend your right knee, place your hands onto your shin and just hugging the thigh into the chest. Inhale, reach the hands behind the head, lowering down the right leg. Exhaling, we're going to bring our left knee towards our chest, holding onto the shin, stretching out the lower back. Inhaling, straightening out that leg, raising the arms back. Exhaling, we're going to bend the opposite knee in. Again, just working on gentle core strengthening, improving hip mobility. Inhaling, reaching those arms behind our head, lowering that leg down. Exhaling, bringing the opposite knee in, holding on just below the knee onto the shin. Inhaling back, working with that breath. Exhaling, right leg in. Again, inhaling back. Exhaling, left leg in. Keeping the mind centered, working on very soft form and technique. We're going to exhale now and come into Apanasana. So just hugging our knees into our chest, both knees, interlocking our fingers. Very good if you have tummy problems, for digestion. Stretches out the lower back. Very relaxing. We're going to work on ankle mobilization. As you inhale, we're going to bring our toes back and up towards our shins. As you exhale, pointing the toes forwards, stretching out those ankles. Inhaling, pulling the toes up towards the sky. Exhaling, pushing the toes forwards and stretching out those ankles. If you want to increase the range of motion, you can inhale, pulling the toes up. Exhale, pulling the knees towards the chest into a deeper Apanasana pose while stretching and mobilizing ankles. Working deep with this breath progression, you can hold on to your knees. Working with the ankle mobilization, you can straighten the arms as you exhale, as you inhale, and as you exhale, you can pull the knees in towards the chest, improving that range of motion of the hips. Inhaling, straightening those arms. Exhaling, pulling the knees into the chest. Inhale and just relax the arms by the sides of the body into a T shape. Keep your heels on the floor, knees are bent. We're going to exhale both knees gently to our right side. Ensure both shoulders are fixed into the floor. Inhaling back to center, exhaling other side. Keeping the knees together, both shoulders into the floor. Just going for whatever's most comfortable for you. Inhaling up, exhaling right side. Inhaling up, exhaling left side. Working with a nice deep breath. Really relaxing and softening, dissolving tension out of our back muscles. All the muscles in our face are relaxed. The breathing becomes effortless. Inhaling and exhaling opposite sides. Just going at your own speed now, your own range of motion. Your next inhalation, we're going to just roll over to our left side, placing both hands together in Namaste. Knees together, just taking a moment here before we gently now move up into dandasana. Dandasana, sitting bones on the floor, feet together, knees together. Nice long posture, lengthen up through the spine. Visualizing a broomstick handle, propping the spine up. Keep the chest up, shoulders relaxed, hands by the sides of the thighs. Keep the gaze forwards. Dandasana is a very good pose in order to improve posture, strengthen your spine muscles. We're going to be working on further joint mobilizations while staying in Dandasana. If you start to feel tension in the thighs or the hips, just start to massage them out. Otherwise, straighten your arms out in line with the shoulders, working on wrist mobilization. We're going to exhale the fingers down, inhale, float the fingers up towards the sky, keeping the hands in line with the shoulders, working deeply with our breath. The breath is the fundamental key in yoga. We should never lose our breath, always keeping it deep and controlled. Inhaling, floating the fingers up, exhaling, floating the fingers down. The more we work with our breath, the more effortless the practice becomes. the more relaxed we will feel. Creating two fist shapes, clenching the hands in. We're going to inhale, thumbs come up, exhale, thumbs down. Making some nice rotations here. Keep the hands in line with shoulders. Working with your own mobility. Inhaling, thumbs up. Exhaling, thumbs down. Maintaining that nice neutral spine. Keeping the spine lengthened, crown of the head reaching up towards the sun. Toes facing up towards the clouds. Working on elbow mobilization. Inhaling, pulling the palms towards the face. Exhaling, straightening those arms. Visualizing bicep curling, just working on our elbow joints. And of course, maintaining that steady breath. Placing your hands back on the floor, we're going to inhale, reach the arms up towards the sky. Exhaling, softening the hands down towards the mat. Inhaling, floating the arms up. Exhaling, floating the arms down. Centering the mind in order to allow the movement to be as soft and as light as possible. Using this time to focus on breath, to remove tension. Keeping the breath deep and relaxing, lengthening up through the spine, maintaining that nice strong dandasana. Working on our neck mobilizations, gently taking right ear to right shoulder. Just holding this, and then we can exhale onto the opposite side, left ear to left shoulder. Keeping the shoulders relaxed, nice gentle stretch of the neck. Switching from left to right in your own time. With every exhalation, try to move a little bit deeper into the stretch, but ensure that there's no restrictions. Ensure that your breath is still controlled and the stretch isn't too tight or too tense. Finding the middle way. We're going to exhale our chin down, inhaling chin up towards the sky and the sun, stretching underneath our neck, exhaling chin down, stretching the back of our neck, inhaling chin up, exhaling chin down, keeping the spine nice and lengthened, working on posture. Rotations, inhaling chin up and around, exhaling chin down and around, inhaling chin up and around, exhaling chin down and around. Really working on nice range of motion, keeping it soft. Working on the opposite direction, inhaling up and around, exhaling down and around. Loosening up the neck has a lot of benefits. It helps to improve brain function, can decrease the risk of headaches, and helps with those who maybe have respiratory conditions. Moving into easy pose, cross-legged position. If you wish, you can go into half lotus or full lotus. Inhale, float the palms up towards the sky. Exhaling, right arm to right side. We're going to gently stretch the side of our back. If this is too much, then you can reduce the range of motion. Inhaling, both arms up, lengthening up. Exhaling, left arm down, and just stretching out to the left side. Keeping the chest up, nice, strong spine. Working with our breath, inhaling up and exhaling down. And inhaling up, exhaling down to the left side. Ensure both sides of the hips stay planted into the ground. Moving on to spinal twist. Take your left hand over onto your right knee. Exhale the right hand behind the back, propping the spine up, twisting, taking your gaze behind you. If it's too much on your neck, reduce the range of motion. Inhaling, bring the arms back up. Exhaling to the opposite side. Nice spinal twist here. Really good for improving digestion and spinal health. Going to inhale, float those arms back up. Exhale, Namaste, prayer down into forward bend. Dissolving tension out of our lower back. Inhale, we're going to slowly come on over into table. So table, we're going to have our hands in line with our shoulders, knees in line with hips, feet are hip width apart, neutral spine. We're going to inhale into cow pose, chest comes down, tailbone lifts. Exhale, chest comes up into stretching cat. Inhale, tailbone lifts, gaze up. Exhale, rounding the spine into stretching cat. Inhale, chest comes up, tailbone lifts, gaze up. Exhale, rounding the spine, tailbone tucks under. Working with this nice deep breathing. Really good for unlocking any trapped energy within your spine. Nice deep breathing. Inhaling and exhaling. Coming into neutral spine. Finding the midway point. We're going to sink the hips down into an exhalation. Allow into balasana, child's pose. Stretching out the base of your spine. Keeping the arms lengthened. We're going to inhale, slowly rock back forward into table. Exhaling back and down into child's pose. Improving hip mobility, knee mobility, stretching out that lower back. Stretching out the muscles under our armpits, our lat muscles. Inhaling and exhaling back into child's pose. We're going to tuck the toes under into downward dog. If this is too much, you can stay with child's pose. Downward dog, creating an inverted V shape or a pyramid shape, hips being the tip of the pyramid. Driving the chest towards the thighs, keep the fingers spread, heels planted into the floor if possible. Opening chest, shoulders, stretching calf muscles, hamstrings. Ensure the hips are high. Inversion, improving blood flow to the brain. If you wish, you can now bend opposite knees to stretch out opposite calf muscles and Achilles. Keeping the gaze forward onto towards the toes. Keeping the hips high, breathing deep. Feel the deep stretch in our hamstrings, calves, ankles. If you need to rest, you can come down softly into child's pose if it becomes too much. Softening down into child's pose. Moving in to thread the needle. From child's pose, feeding the right arm underneath the left arm. The bicep wants to be in line with the upper chest, palm facing up, with a stretching shoulder. If you experience any tension, then soften into it, reduce the range of motion, or if this is too much, you can just stay in child's pose. Inhale, floating the arm back up into table. We'll exhale, feed the opposite arm underneath, stretching out the shoulder there. You can take the hip angle as low as comfortable to increase range of motion. Ensure the breath becomes steady. The muscles in our face are relaxed. Inhaling, coming back up into table. Exhaling, child's pose. We're going to place the forearms onto the floor, interlock the fingers, sinking the hips back and down into child's pose. This is a deep stretch for your back muscles, the latissimus dorsi, located underneath the armpits. So you'll feel this deep stretch on the side of your back. Inhaling, floating back up to table. We're going to feed the left leg through into lunge pose, resting the hands on the thighs. Lengthen up through the spine, squeeze the bottom with the knee on the floor. Front knee, not over toes. This is a fantastic stretch for the psoas muscle, releasing back pain and tension. Inhaling the arm up, you can float the outer arm over the bent knee which is raised to increase the stretch. Inhaling both arms up. You can exhale, lower down into a deeper lunge pose if required. So by doing this, placing the back knee a little bit further back, chest is up, maintain a nice flat back, pushing the hips forwards, stretching a nice deep psoas muscle. To stretch out the thigh muscle, for those with flexibility to do so, you can hold on to the back leg. If this is too much, you can just stay in the first pose, but holding on to the toes, bringing the heel towards the bum muscle, keeping the chest forward, nice flat back. Try to keep the hips square on as well, feeling that deep stretch in the thigh and the hips. Not losing control of the breath. The breath is deep. All the muscles in the face are relaxed. To exhale, slowly come out of this stretch. So coming into table, taking a nice deep inhalation. Exhale, feed the opposite leg through into kneeling lunge pose. Back knee on the floor, front knee not over toes, shoulders relaxed, chest is up. Engage the glute with the knee on the floor. Then tilt the pelvis towards the sky. Inhaling, floating those arms up, feeling that hip stretch. Exhaling, outer arm over that bent, raised knee. Again, working on those hips, the psoas muscle. Squeezing the bottom tight, tilting the pelvis up, breathing deep into this stretch. Inhaling up, exhaling, arms come down, floating into a deeper pose, front knee not over toe, extending the knee further back, backs of the toes on the floor, keeping the back straight. If you wish, you can push the hips a little bit further forward to deepen the stretch. Again, using this time to relax all the muscles in our face, our jaw. We're going to extend our leg back for those who want to go for a bit of a deeper stretch in the thigh muscles, but not to worry if you can't go into this pose. You can stay with the first pose. So again, just holding onto the toes, keeping the chest forward, stretching out the thighs and the hips. deepen the pose, you can bring the hips further forward and down. From here we're going to exhale, slowly lower out of this. Take your time as you bring back foot through. We're going to fold forward into Uttanasana, forward bend. Soften the knees if need be. You can even place your hands onto your shins if you have lower back stiffness. Or if you're quite flexible, then you can place your hands on the backs of your shins and just pulling the forehead to the knees. And again, if this is too much, bend the knees and bring the hands a little bit higher up onto maybe the upper shins or the lower thighs. Taking a nice deep inhalation, we're going to place our hands onto our shins and flattening our back into ironing board. Here we'll exhale back down into Uttanasana, really expel any stale air that's left in the lungs. Inhale nice and deep into ironing board, nice flat back. Exhaling all the way out into Uttanasana, forward bend. Soften the knees if need be. Inhaling nice and deep back into ironing board, raising the hips, stretching hamstrings. From here we'll continue to inhale and float our arms up into standing Tadasana. Feet hip width apart, ankle and knee hip in line. Inhale, raise the arms up, stepping the right leg back into Warrior One pose. You can have the heel planted on the floor or the toes forward and get a stretch in the Achilles. Squeeze the bottom with the straight leg behind, front knee not over toe. From here, we're going to rotate to come square on with our hips, back ankle, foot into a 45-degree angle, arms straighten out in line with the shoulders into Warrior Two. Keeping the chest forward, hips square on, and have your heels in line with each other. Take your gaze to look at the middle finger. From here we can inhale, keep the hips square on, raise the arms up. Exhaling into Reverse Warrior. Placing one hand onto the side of the shin of the straight leg. The opposite arm is just floating up effortlessly towards the sky, stretching all the muscles underneath our arms, the intercostal muscles. Really good for improving people who have respiratory conditions. Inhaling, going to bring both arms floating up here. Exhaling back into that Warrior Two pose. Bend the knee deeper if need be to work on strength. Inhale nice and deep. We're going to externally rotate our hips back to the side, coming back into Warrior One. Exhaling, we're going to straighten out our front leg, place the back heel on the floor at a 45-degree angle, swan diving down over that straight leg. Placing the hands onto the shin or just onto the thigh if need be to reduce the range of motion. Feel a beautiful stretch on the backs of the hamstrings of that front leg. To increase the stretch, you can exhale and bring forehead to knee into forward bend. If this is too much, then you can place the hands onto the shin or the thigh. Keep the breath deep. Allow all the muscles in your face to relax, jaw softening, abdomen rising and falling. To come out of this pose, bending that front knee, stepping the back foot through. Inhaling, we're going to come back into chair pose, feet close together. We're going to sit our hips back and down, straightening those arms. Holding chair pose for a couple of breaths, working on strengthening the leg muscles. Inhaling, squeeze the bottom as the hips come forward. Coming back down with the opposite leg to float on back into Warrior One pose. Extending back through the spine, fingers spread, chest is up, front knee not over toe, squeeze the bottom with a straight leg behind. Feel all four corners of the feet of the front foot planted into the earth. If you wish, you can place the back heel onto the floor to add stability. We'll now move into Warrior Two. Warrior Two, bringing your hips square on. Allow your arms to slowly just open out like a lotus flower opening its petals. Hands in line with shoulders, chest square on with the hips. Front knee not over toe. Breathe deep. Feel the stretch on your inner thigh. Feel the strengthening of the quads of the thighs. Inhaling, floating the arms back up to center. Straightening out that bent knee. Exhaling, reverse it back now into reverse warrior pose. Stretching all the muscles under our arms, the intercostal muscles. Allow the breath to still flow in deeply and effortlessly as we hold this pose. Take a nice deep inhalation, exhaling, coming back down into Warrior Two. We're going to slowly turn over into that first warrior pose, floating those arms up, bend the front knee if need be. If it's too much, then you can keep the legs straight. Exhaling, pivoting forward as we swan dive down into our forward bend stretch here, stretching out the front leg of the hamstrings, calves. Nice flat back. Soften all the muscles in the face, relax the jaw. Exhaling, forward bend here. You can bring forehead to knee as an extension to develop this pose. Nice, slow, steady breaths. From here, to come out of this pose, you'll bend the front leg, slowly coming up out of it. Stepping both feet together, hips back and down, shoulders retracted, inhaling, floating the arms up towards the sky, sitting the hips back and down into chair pose. Inhale and exhale, engage the abdomen and squeeze the bottom as the hips come forward, floating the arms back down into Tadasana. From here, we're going to move into tree pose, shifting your body weight onto your left standing leg, bringing the right foot off the floor into the side of the ankle or the shin. Arms are above the head into Namaste. If it's too much, then you can keep your arms down in line with the chest. If this pose is too much, you can also keep your heel on the bottom part of your ankle and have your toes touching the floor to aid your stability. To further progress, you can place your foot a little bit higher onto the side of the thigh, keeping the chest up and focus strong on a point on the floor. This is known as your ekagrata, and it helps to strengthen your focus point. Balance exercises are really good for the mind. Focusing, discipline, helps to relieve stress. Breathing deep. Visualize standing tall and strong like a big oak tree, feeling that foot rooted down into the earth. This is also a hip opener stretch, so try to externally rotate the bent knee to open the hip. ready, we're going to slowly regress the exercise and move on to the other side. Shifting the body weight onto the opposite leg. Very slowly, just bringing the foot into the side of the shin. If this is too much, then you can have your heel a little bit lower and have your toes resting on the floor. Working on opening up the hips, taking the bent knee towards the wall behind, or the bushes behind, keeping the chest forward, breathing deep. From here we can increase now into our standing tree pose with our foot on the side of our thigh. If you want to go into Namaste, you can raise your hands above your head, breathe deep. If this is too much, then you can reduce the range of motion. So staying focused, breathing deep, finding stillness within this pose, regressing down, and from here, bringing both heels now to the floor, and just taking a moment before we step into Utthita Trikonasana. So feet want to be wider than shoulder width apart. We're going to have our right toes at a 90-degree angle, left toes at about a 45-degree angle. Have your heels in line, inhaling and float those arms up in line with the shoulders. Lateral stretch, stretching the side of your back. Exhale, float the arm down onto the shin. Hand resting on the shin, the other arm wants to come up in line with the hands. So the hands ideally are in line with each other. Try to get rotation in the spine. Open up the heart center. Have the gaze to look at the hand which is raised. If this is too much, then keep the gaze facing forward if it's too much on your neck. Ensure the feet are in line with each other. Reaching up, sending energy as we reach up. Exhale from here, we're going to engage the abdomen as we come back to neutral. Changing our feet positioning, the opposite direction, 90 and 45-degree angle. Inhale and exhale, kink at the hips, reach to the side, slowly soften the arm down to rest on the shin or the thigh. Watching for the alignment, so try to get the hands in line with each other. Rotating through the thoracic part of your spine. Try to push the hip towards the wall or bush behind you. Inhale, you can exhale, slowly come back out of the stretch using the abdomen. Moving on to our second set of Utthita Trikonasana. Inhale and exhale, kink at the hip, reach down a little bit lower if you've got that flexibility. Allow the movement to be very soft and gentle, allowing the abdomen to rise and fall. No restrictions in any breathing, no tension in muscles. Finding stillness and balance. As you exhale, I'd like you to slowly come back up the center, embracing the TVA, moving on to the opposite side. Inhale, exhaling, reaching down as low as comfortable. This beautiful exercise to stretch the lower back, open up the hips, improving posture. Taking a nice deep inhalation. And then exhale, engage the TVA as you come back up. From here, we'll go into forward bend. Forward bend, if you have any lower back tightness, you can soften the knees if need be. Relaxing all the muscles in your face, your arms, shoulders. If you wish, you can gently cradle from left to right, dynamic stretching of the hamstrings, softening at the lower back, loosening up the calves, improving mobility of the ankles, letting go of any stress, any tension. From here, staying in forward bend, we'll come down into easy pose, cross-legged pose. Use a yoga block under your hips if need be, if you have tight knees, as we're now moving in to our pranayama and then meditation. So from here, we're going to be working with breath. I'd like you to start to deepen up your breathing, focusing on a 5-second inhalation, 5-second exhalation. If you want to progress, you can work on a 8-second inhalation or 10-second, and an 8 or a 10-second exhalation. A further progression, you can even add a retention. So as you inhale, you can hold the breath for 5, 8 or 10 seconds, and then as you exhale, you can go for 5, 8 or 10 seconds. This is designed to cleanse your airways, detoxifies your body, and restores and rests the mind, the brain. Having the eyes partially open to keep alertness and to stay in the present moment. If you find your mind wandering, just bring your awareness back to that deep breathing and the mantra of counting. Moving on to a Kriya, placing your wrists on your knees. Going to exhale and just slowly rotate the wrists so the palms face down. As you inhale with that breath, allow the palms to face up towards the sky. Exhaling, palms facing down. And then when you're ready, as you inhale, palms facing up. You can continue working with your pranayama breathing sequence. If you're new to meditation, I'd like you to continue with this pranayama and kriya. If you've practiced meditation before and you're comfortable, you can move on into zazen, using chin mudra, thumb and index finger meet, other 3 fingers out to the sides, lengthen up through the spine. Allow your breath to flow in, flow out naturally, and bring 100% awareness to the present moment by using the breath as a seed. If the mind starts to wander, just bring your awareness back to the breath and not pay judgment to your thoughts. See if you can find the hidden stillness, peace, relaxation within this meditation. But be always open to receive new thoughts, as this is how the process of the brain works. So continue following the breath in Zazen meditation until the end of the video, and feel free to continue your practice if desired.